I'm here to impart knowledge, help youngsters overcome their fears.
I want to be, great Uncle Lenny, imparting wisdom.
I'm imparting my knowledge on the bro.
And then what seemed like the constant, joyous imparting of knowledge and opinions becomes suffocation.
Just imparting information.
I can impart my knowledge to the next generation.
And imparted knowledge to the local population.
Too bad I don't have a daughter. I'd like to impart that knowledge to her.
And now I want to impart that knowledge to you.
These people have been, imparting to me.
I have to impart wisdom.
And it would implant the knowledge and
to hope I might have some wisdom to impart.
You're trying to impart some kind of wisdom.
The wisdom that you impart.
Around to impart what little wisdom. Evelyn.
That imparts no real wisdom.
Process of inspiring them and imparting wisdom.
Even beyond the grave, he's imparting wisdom.
Impart my pugilistic prowess to a punching parvenu.
But I think if we put our heads together, and if we just try to figure this out, we can get out of this room and we can get back.
We all know about your escapades as an actor.
we may not see eye to eye on most things, but I care about this place, these people.
I'm here, aren't I?
Annihilating is easy. Razing things to the ground is easy. Now, for better or for worse, the timelines are free.
Don't you want it back?
X5.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to divulge my source.
That journalist gets amazing stories, but he won't divulge his sources.
Won't divulge his sources.
I know you've never met a defendant that didn't protest his innocence, but I swear it's true.
I protest my innocence! To protest apartheid?
Oh! He always protested his father's innocence.
Of this infraction, I must protest my innocence.
So all he wanted to do was protest his innocence. So all he wanted to do was and all he wanted to do was protest his innocence. That was my only purpose that day, was to listen to him protesting his innocence. And it was nonsense. You know, the evidence against him is completely compelling.
Rose showed no interest in the fate of her husband and continued to protest her innocence.
Henry would never see Anne again. She would never have a chance to meet her husband, to talk it through, to give her side of the story, to protest her innocence.
Sentenced to 10 years, Johns was to protest his innocence of this crime for the rest of his life.
And the accused protested her innocence, but it wasn't enough. And the accused protested her innocence, but it wasn't enough. She was tried and found guilty.
Kelly protested his innocence, claiming he'd been framed by Sullivan. And there's every
surrender. Wyatt was tried at the Westminster Hall on the 15th of March and protested his innocence, but
Bundy protested his innocence, and Boone took the stand in Florida and served as his character witness. T-shirts. To them, he looked like a golden boy, a man who was sailing through the American dream with flying colors. Bundy protested his innocence, and Boone took the stand in Florida and served as his character witness.
Throughout his incarceration, Shipman protested his innocence and never apologized or showed any signs of remorse for his actions.
Otherwise, he said nothing in his own defense, which was shocking to these adjudicators because every prisoner protested and cried out of his innocence. He only answered when they obligated him by an oath to God to answer. Otherwise, he said nothing in his own defense, which was shocking to these adjudicators because every prisoner protested and cried out of his innocence.
Hiss protested his innocence, claiming that he was not a communist and that he had never even met Mr. Chambers.
Well, I see no reason to disseminate the information.
Look, at this time, the last thing we want to do is disseminate any information that may not be accurate and compound the problem.
I'm merely asking you to disseminate information.